Coach Teeden, we're back, man. How are you?
Amazing. Another exciting episode tonight. Anytime you get anybody from Marion County, it's going to be a great episode.
Uh,
So it's going to be a
Let's
good time.
go.
Yeah, see,
Are
I
you
love it.
kidding me?
I love it.
Come
I love it.
on.
Well, Coach, I gotta
Awesome.
ask you. So, listeners who don't know, and we'll talk a little bit about his resume there. But we got Matt McCall on our podcast here. He's a former head coach, very successful head coach at Chattanooga and UMass. He also near and dear to our Florida folks. He's got 2 natties with the Gators, and that amazing staff that are just great dudes. Now he's working some media, and here's where I'm going to get to it, Coach McCall. Welcome to our show. Somebody told me today, not me, I have listened and heard you, but today you were reminiscing about Bellevue High School and your gear. The question is, did you play when Casey Sanders set the state record for block shots with 19? I think it was 1998 against Bellevue High School.
I think he blocked me 7 of those times. I was in that game. I think I was like, at some point, like, stop driving in there. Like, stop going in there and try to shoot a layup. Like, I was in the game. I was in the game. Casey Sanders set the state record for block shot. Love the fact that you guys are having me on here, and that's how we're starting this, of me getting my shot blocked like 17 times. I don't think it was 17 for me, but it was definitely 6.
You didn't have to admit that. You could point the finger. I mean, I know that when you point the finger, 4 are coming back at you, but shoot, man, you could have. I mean, nothing different. I mean, you're going to be with Goodman and Hummel, and Goodman's going to be running his mouth, so I figured we might as well start with the burns on you right away.
You know what was crazy was Coach Donovan and Coach Anthony Grant were at that game, and I'm like, okay, man, it's my opportunity. Here we go. I'm going to earn my scholarship to the University of Florida. This is my chance. This is my life. I'm in. And I worked my way in a little bit different from getting my shot blocked probably 7 times.
There were 2 different lines. They went to Casey for the grant and aid, and they went to you for student assistant route. So Coach, let's go and get going, man. Real excited about this. How are you wired?
Oh, man. I mean, I had an opportunity to work my way up at the University of Florida from a student manager to a graduate assistant coach to a director of basketball operations, and became a head coach, and grateful for all those opportunities. And now on this side of things in the media space, I'm not saying that I'm done coaching, because I'm not, but it has to be the right space, the right opportunity. And I'm having a blast doing this, and fortunate enough to work with some great people. And me and my family are happy being back down here in Florida. So, yeah, it's great.
What makes you tick, man? What drives you nuts? What gets you going?
Oh, man. I mean, I think what drives me nuts is working, my work ethic. Just, the same way that I poured into coaching is the same way that I'm pouring into this media space. So I learn from the best in Coach Donovan. There's no one better. Him and my father are the 2, God rest my father's soul, but the 2 that I learn more from in terms of that piece. So, yeah, man, that's what makes me tick.
I love that. So you're in a new space now. You've been out of coaching for a little bit. What's one thing you can reflect on that you miss most right now? I know you've already stated you're not done. So what's making you like inch ever so closer back?
Well, I think the relationship piece, the practice, the preparation of watching film every single day, being in the locker room, like, there's nothing better than the locker room. Like, there's nothing better. And there's nothing better than, winning a game and going in there and celebrating with your team. So I think those pieces are like the biggest thing for me. But the preparation of how are we attacking this team? How are we going to attack their pick and roll coverage? How are we going to guard them? What are they running on offense? Or is there a way that we can exploit them with what they're running on offense? Like, those are the pieces you miss the most. And practice, like being on the floor every single day, out there as a guy that's from Ocala, Florida, that played high school basketball at Bellevue High School, like being out there on that floor, like, there's nothing better. Like, and becoming a Atlantic 10 head coach, Like the practice, being on the court, there's nothing better than being on the court. So I'd say that's what I miss the most.
Yeah, it's an addiction for
Yeah,
sure. For
100%.
sure.
Yeah.
For sure. So what experiences, coach, have shaped your leadership philosophy throughout your career?
I mean, obviously, I just mentioned it. My father, Coach Donovan, like learning from those guys and in terms of their leadership. I mean, my dad was a guy that I remember at 10 years old saying that he was done coaching me because he wanted to be my dad. And I try to pour that into my own kids. Like I have two really, really competitive swimmers in my household, and I just want to be their cheerleader. I'm their dad. I know nothing about the sport other than, hey, listen, if you swim faster than the other person, you're pretty good. So from my dad's standpoint of that, and then Coach Donovan, just the work ethic, the relentlessness of trying to watch more film than anybody. I think that those are the pieces that I take the most, no question.
Has your experience with Field of 68 kind of maybe influenced a little bit with, kind of seeing from a different
Has
angle?
my experience with Jeff Goodman? Are you kidding? No.
More so along the lines that you're watching the game with a different lens now.
Yeah, it's a completely different lens, and the Field of 68 has given me a platform. There's no question about it. That's actually, kind of accelerated my media platform. So I'm grateful for those guys. There's no question. But when you're watching it from this standpoint of, hey, I got to watch both teams,
Right.
and I have to learn stories of each individual player. What's their background? Where are they from? What's the story here to tell? It's different from, hey, he only drives left. He only
Right.
pulls up at the left elbow and knocks us down. So you know what? We got to force him to the right. Like that's what we have to do. Yeah, it's different on the media space. So it's been good. It's another opportunity to grow.
That's really cool. Eh, What is what would you say your approach, and maybe it changed from your different stops, as an assistant, maybe you're not so into it, or into the 100% planning of it, but as a head coach, you are now the culture builder. Uh, how has your uh, how have you developed your approach to culture building?
Well, I think first of all, it's your staff. Like you have to start there. The people that you surround yourself with, and that's why I think I look at Dusty May, I look at Todd Golden, the last two guys to win a national championship, and you know Todd Golden's a guy that brought he surrounds himself with people that he knows. Like he's not hiring anybody outside of people that he doesn't know. Like that's not what he's doing. And I think that bleeds into the team because when you have a staff that's completely connected, where your players see that, it bleeds into your team. Dusty May, he brought everybody with him from FAU to Michigan, brought everybody. And then he hires Mike Boynton, who is a high character coach that was a head coach at Oklahoma State and is now running his defense. But your team sees, man, our staff is connected. So in today's day and age with transfer portal and NIL and everything that's going on, when I see a staff that's connected, I'm bought in. Like I am bought in 100%. So I think that's the biggest thing for me in terms of like surrounding yourself with guys that have your back and guys that are echoing your message in the locker room. Like that's as a head coach, when you go in there and you're emotional and you're going nuts and yelling and screaming for an assistant coach, and I had a great one in Reggie Witherspoon, who was the head coach at the University of Buffalo. He's the head coach at Canisius for a number of years. Okay, well, Coach McCall is frustrated, but this is why he's frustrated. And this is his message to say, you know what, if you're coming off the bench, this is why you're coming off the bench. Like that is a huge key just in terms of, being a head coach and knowing that your assistant coaches are echoing your message and not making it about themselves. Like, hey, it's about the program. This is all it's about. That's a huge key.
How hard is it though to build that staff cohesion, especially at this higher level where everybody is looking for the next job. You know what I mean? Like, and
Yeah.
I've heard some stories and some things have gone awry with the staff in a heartbeat. How hard is that though to build that staff cohesion?
Billy, it's hard, man. It's really hard. And for me, I was spoiled because of Coach Donovan. Like I saw what we did and at the highest level and trying to recreate what he created, which is not the norm, but it's really hard. But you have to hire people that you know, or if you're an assistant coach, go work for somebody that you know,
Hmm.
that you trust. Like, hey, this is where I want to be. Like I want to be, in this environment. And as you get older and, your family, you have kids, everything, like this is where I want to be because I know I trust this coach. I know that I want to work for this coach. And as a head coach, it's hiring people that you know and you trust. If you're hiring someone that you don't really know, it's hard because you don't know. And everybody's trying to get a leg up of, oh, this is my guy in recruiting, or I want this guy, or this guy. It's what's best for the program and what's best for the head coach and what's best for who can this guy coach?
Yeah.
Like as the head coach, like who does he do well with? And what are those players' characteristics? And it has gotten out of control in terms of the transfer portal and NIL of that trying to nail that down. Like it's not easy for these assistant coaches to do that.
Yeah, now the coaches are connected to agencies. Well, hey, this
That's right.
guy, you
Yeah.
know, I'm with
And then
this.
if it's not going well, and then it's not going well for your player,
Yeah,
who's contacting the assistant coach?
right,
The agent.
right.
And he's upset.
Yeah.
That is not an easy it's not an easy situation dynamic. No question about it.
I've experienced that lack of staff cohesion a few times, and man, it is tough. Now I do wonder how much I know the agents are involved, but it's like now you got to connect with those guys and you got to do it quick because
Yeah.
it's not like forming the 2-year relationships, which you've heard people say before, right? Like we used to recruit guys for 2 years and then get them after that. Now you're recruiting them 2 hours.
2 hours.
And, but like, I remember when I got, again, I did some college stuff and struggled with some staff at my last stop. But when I got back in high school, I carried over some staff from that was their prior. And I just remember hearing all the stories of the coaches going, well, I don't know why we do that. I don't know why we do that. And it's like, yeah, you do. You do. Like, don't pull that. Like, so they were gone pretty quick.
Well, the other piece of it too, Joe, is like as a head coach in college, if your assistant coaches are not on the same page, where there's disconnect and it's like, hey, this guy wants to recruit this guy wants to, and all of a sudden the head coach makes a decision of we're taking this guy. Can you all get on the same page? Like, can you all be on the same page? Because this is the decision that was made and let's move forward. And there's a lot of times where that's not the case. And there's
Yeah.
disconnect, and then the players see it in the locker room, and that's college athletics.
Yeah. It definitely is because it's 5 dysfunctions of the team. I don't know if you ever read that book, but it was like,
Yeah.
we're going to come together and we're going to come to a decision and then we're all going to walk out that door together. But I don't think that happens all the
No.
time in some of these situations. So coach, what are some things or one thing that people don't understand about what it is to be the head coach of a college program?
I think that just like what we're talking about right now, like just, making sure that, and that's what I respect a ton about, Dusty May and his staff is that's a connected staff. Those guys, you can tell. I mean, he brought, like we said earlier, he brought everybody with him from FAU. And you know that when a decision's made, we're taking this recruit or we're taking this player, or we're going to play this way. This is what we're doing. And everybody else has to be on. And if you're not on board with that, and there's one person that's a little bit not on board, it bleeds into your locker room. It bleeds into your locker room. So if you're a high school coach, a junior college coach, or, assistant coach, whatever it is, serve the program 100%. I didn't become a head coach because I was the greatest recruiter. I was the greatest individual instruction guy, anything. I became a head coach because We were having success at Florida. That's why. And I got an opportunity, and you have to like be where you are. Like be like don't be in such a rush to move on to the next spot. But I got an opportunity because of Coach Donovan. That's why I got an opportunity. Not because of me, because of him, because of the program, because of the culture that he created. So if you're in a situation where the culture is through the roof, learn about it. Like why is the culture so good here? Like why are we having so much success? Because the people, okay, like the secretary, the trainer, the strength coach, the managers, like everybody being on the same page, that's why we're having success. It's not because this assistant coach is great or this guy's great. No, it's because of what the head coach has created in terms of culture. I think that's the biggest thing.
Yeah, not many assistant coaches got jobs from sub 500 teams. So yeah,
No,
this just doesn't
no, like,
just doesn't
and
happen.
understand that.
Yeah,
Understand that.
100%, 100%. Coach, okay, we're in the off season now. You're back on the bench. What, especially in this new, I mean, you can just say however, high school, college. What are you assessing? How are you preparing for the off season? What steps are you taking right now?
Well, I think right now these guys are trying to figure out who's in the portal and who's not. I mean, I think as a college coach, that's the biggest thing. The old text of "Hey, coach, can we meet?" I mean, that was the text that you knew your guy was going in the portal. So that's a hard thing to deal with. But pouring into your players, understanding, this is the off season, but player development is huge. I mean, that's how I got my start in this business. I'm back in 2005 when everybody was on the road recruiting in terms of assistant coaches. I was the guy that was back on campus that was a manager that was able to work these guys out.
Yeah.
Just be in the gym and be able to rebound. So if you're a young guy, trying to crack in, like, how can you do that? Like, can I be while all these coaches and head coaches and assistant coaches are dealing with this whole transfer portal, can I just be in the gym and just grab a rebound out of the net and snap a pass to somebody? Can I do that? Like, am I able to do that? So the off season has changed. There's no question about it, but it's still the off season, and pouring into your players at this point in time in the year is the most important thing.
Do you like the idea of getting these guys back more time? Do you like that idea? Or where these guys are able to come back and spend more time at the Division I level? Do you like that process?
I mean, I love the access to the players,
Right.
Billy. I like that. I do. Because it gives coaches an opportunity to do what we're talking about.
Mm.
I mean, there's guys in the portal right now that you're like, why are you in the portal? And I know why you're in the portal, because you're going to get more money, or you think you're going to get more money at the next spot, but you made money at the spot that you're at, and you had a lot of success. So why are you jumping in the portal? So I think access to your players is a great thing, but these coaches, I walked out of the arena the other night in Indianapolis, and I was walking with an assistant coach from Michigan, and he's walking out of the arena, and I'm like, "Where are you going, man?" He goes, "I got to Zoom with a recruit right now." I'm like, "You just won the national championship." But that's the world that we're living in college athletics, in terms of that piece of it, of the relationship of being able to work your players out over the summer, invest in them, but the money has become such a big deal. I mean, that is the whole deal right now, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, I love that story you shared where you and Coach Donovan were hanging out and he had to go get the trophy. You're the assistant Michigan's got to go get on Zoom. You guys were hanging out, having a few pops. And then it's like, hey, man, you better go get that big glass
Can't do
ball.
that anymore.
No. So, okay. So I want to elaborate on the last question. So next weekend, or whenever the 2 weeks is done, the portal's done, you're Chris Mack. What are you doing? Like, how is he assessing his team. I mean, he didn't have a team, right? Like a lot of these guys don't have teams. So you're not looking back and being like, all right, well, with this group, we ran.
He's filling the
We wanna
roster
go-
fast, though. I mean, he's getting
Yeah, he's
guys
doing
fast.
great. I'm not
Yeah.
saying, but like but in 2 weeks or a week or so, when this stuff settles a little bit and guys start getting their team, what are they doing? What are you doing to move on with, like, okay, this year, here's what we need to get better at: defense, rebound, whatever whatever you think the focus should be. What are you doing then?
Well, I mean, I think it varies. Like, Coach Mack first year at South Florida is different because it's year one, where if you're in year 2 or 3, you know how you want to play. You've already established your culture. This is the way that we do things at school X. Like this is us. So we know that. Whereas in year one, you're like, okay, I got to make sure that everybody's on board. I may be in year one at a school where the trainer has no idea what's going on. The academic coordinator may have no idea what's going on. Like, these are the way that we do things. So I think it varies in terms of that. But like, once you get your roster set, it's like, all right, let me take a breath. I actually get a chance to take a breath. And then now I can actually focus on basketball. And, everybody's on campus at the end of June. And what are we doing? Are we focused on defense, day one? Are we focused on offense day one? What happened last year? Like, what do we need to do? Like, those things, that is what it boils down to. Of once you get your roster, okay, finally we can talk some ball, which is awesome. But until then, nah, you can't talk ball. Like, it's about your team. It's about your roster.
You've been around some great leaders, Coach. I know you mentioned your dad. I know you mentioned Coach Donovan, and now you're in the media, so you're around some other guys that you maybe are not around. But when you're on the road recruiting, you're around those people. What are some traits you think that these best of the best have?
I just think work ethic, how you treat people, just being a normal guy, not making it about yourself. I mean, I think those leadership qualities are the best. No one's better than that than Coach Donovan. I mean, that's, there's a reason the North Carolina job was open and everyone thought that he's the guy. He wasn't the guy until he finished the job that he's doing. And if, they weren't ready to wait on him to do that, no, he's got to finish the job at hand. I got fired on, March 1st, 2022, and there was games left in the season. Got to finish the job at hand. Like, that's the way to do it. And those are the qualities that I just think that are the best leaders that I've ever been around.
I love that. Be a normal person. Like,
Be a normal person.
that's so good. Like, it's not bigger than you, man.
Can you tell that to Goodman next time y'all are together?
Just be a normal dude.
I will tell.
Write a note down.
Yep.
Matt, I love that answer. Hey, can you give any advice? I know you kind of mentioned some things, but for coaches, I kind of know what direction you're probably going to go, but give some advice for coaches to climb the ladder. What do they need to do just to be successful in this game?
Just be where you are. Serve the program, no matter what role you have. And don't be in a hurry to get to the next spot. In college athletics right now, there's so much money being thrown around. The players are getting paid so much money. Coaches are getting paid so much money. And you see what coaches are making. Is that your motivation? Right. Or is your motivation, hey, I love the game of basketball. Like, I love the game of basketball. I don't care what I'm getting paid. I don't care what spot I'm at. I don't care this. I love the game. So this is what I'm going to do. That would be my biggest advice. Like, don't chase what the number is. Don't chase the bigger job. Just be where you are. And being where you are and embracing where you are and learning what you're doing where you are will turn into something bigger. It always does. So that would be my biggest advice, especially to young coaches. Just, can you get an extra rebound and snap an extra pass to a player? Can you, be there earlier than the head coach and ask if he needs something? Can you be there later at night and ask the head coach if he needs something? Like, just be where you are, and it'll turn into something bigger. There's no question about it.
With your stint at Florida, did you have some opportunities to leave earlier and did you wait it out? Like, how did that play out for you?
I don't know if I had opportunities to leave earlier. I interviewed for a couple jobs, and I remember Coach Donovan telling me, like, "You gotta wait for the job when the job comes after you."
Right.
And I was young, and I was probably in a hurry to be a head coach, and it worked out for me, there's no question about it, but just, and he ended up taking the Oklahoma City Thunder job right after I got the Chattanooga job, so it worked out for me, but, yeah, I just think serve the program, serve the head coach, serve the players, and it'll work out for you in the long run.
He wanted to make sure you were taken care of before he took off. That's the goodness of Coach Billy D there.
He was being a
So,
normal
Coach,
dude.
um,
Be a normal
eh,
guy.
Yeah.
I mean, you being at a place like UMass, being a place like Chattanooga, being a place at University of Florida, even as an assistant, when you're national champion contenders, it can take a toll on a man, a woman, whatever, a coach. How do you, and even now, how do you take care of yourself? How do you keep your mind, you know, fresh and where you're doing the things you need to do to take care of yourself?
Ooh, man, I still am a workout guy. It's like, can I get on the treadmill? Can I go for a walk? Can I lift weights? Can I do something just to keep the mind fresh? I think on this side of things, I have a different perspective with 3 kids that are older, that are growing older. I talked to Mark Few at the Final Four this year. Like, you want to talk about a guy that has perspective,
Hmm.
that doesn't take this whole thing too serious, that has had an unbelievable amount of success. Listen to Mark Few, and that's a guy. So I wouldn't say I was great at it when I was a head coach. I think I have a different perspective now, which I'm enjoying that piece of it to be more present, especially with my kids and my wife.
Yeah.
Love
We've
that.
we've had a trend here with some coaches that, kind of limiting practice time, specifically in season, like dragging out, 2.5 hour practice isn't feasible and it's not productive. Is that kind of, is that a mindset you're shifting towards too, or?
Yeah, I mean, I did the Michigan Purdue game for NBC this year, and you want to talk about an efficient shoot around time? Go to Dusty May's shoot around.
Mm.
Like, there is no wasted time. It is offense on one end of the floor, defense on the other end of the floor. Let's flip flop. He trusted, Mike Boynton to run that defense, and let's flip it. Like, that's an efficient time. Don't waste time, because if you're in there for an hour and a half, especially on the day of the game, those players are going to check out. Like, they're going to check out, and they're going to move on to the next thing. So, yeah, I think the efficiency with your team is a huge key.
Yeah, I think that all kind of stems back to that staff cohesion and having trust, and I mean,
No
all of
doubt.
that to me is kind of helps you as a coach,
Yep.
be a little less stressed. So I don't know about you,
Yep.
Joe, but it's something we're always chasing, I guess. Huh?
I guess. I mean, I'm a video guy, so I'm like, I'm out there walking. I'm like, I gotta get back in there. There's something I'm missing on video number 5 or something.
Yeah. Well, no, I think it's hard. Like I think,
It's a problem.
yeah, for sure. I think saying that Dusty, you know, trusts in Coach Boynton with the defense, and he doesn't have to oversee that. I mean, that's hard to do. I mean, it's hard to do as a head
Yeah.
coach, like
Yeah.
because you're,
Let somebody else on your staff
yeah.
trust in them to do that. Yeah, it's not an easy thing.
Because moment in the game, final 2 minutes, and then we screw up on ball screen coverage, who we looking at? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
so I don't know.
Well, Matt, you've been amazing. We're gonna hit you with some quick hitters. Billy has done an amazing job in our episodes of coming up with some fun quick hitters. So you have to answer first thing that comes to your mind. Well, you don't
Okay.
have to. Obviously, you can do whatever you want, but he's gonna hit you with one, and I think he's got some good ones.
Yeah, man, so I'm
But
gonna go with the field of 68 perspective because,
Okay.
you got a different lens. So, all right. And I think I kinda, with the way we went tonight, I kinda have an idea who you're gonna say, but we'll go with it anyway. All right. coach you love watching right now?
John Sharp.
Okay. All right. All right. This is a tough one. I don't know how you're going to answer this one, but if you were going to steal a system, what system are you taking right now?
Michigan.
Okay. All right. Give me a system that's fool's gold. Got no shot. It's not going to last.
Fool's gold and it got no shot.
Yeah. No, I'm not saying maybe it's got a shot, but maybe it's got a little fool's gold in it.
Yeah, I mean, that's hard. Like these old school coaches that are like, hey, we're only playing this way. I'm not going to do this anymore. Like that's what I like. Brad Underwood at Illinois has evolved as a head coach.
Yeah.
So I don't know if there's a system that I'm watching, but I think some of these old school coaches like, hey, it's my way or the highway.
Okay.
So anybody that's like that, no shot.
All right. All right. Couple more. Program that's built to last right now.
University of Florida.
I love that answer. All right. And then something that the Field of 68, NBC, ESPN, what's something that they just get wrong in basketball? What do they get wrong?
Too much football coverage. Like, come on. Like, let's go. Like, are you kidding?
All right. Too much football coverage. I love it. All right. That's all I got, man.
I got to say, though, and I love me some Todd Golden. I love, I'm going to say it wrong, Jonathan Saffer. Like I've been texting with him every so often. They came down to our clinic, but the way he reacted to that Iowa game over that punch was a bit like WWE villain-esque. Like it's like, who could watch that video and think that guy actually threw a punch?
Yeah.
Like, did you see it, Matt? I was there. I was at the game.
I saw it. Yeah. I saw it.
Yeah, the way he flipped out, I was like, who told him that was?
Well, they got the little iPad, to be fair.
Yeah, I mean,
everybody has the iPad.
They got the little iPad. So, I mean, I'm a UF guy. So, I mean, Joe's kind of going at me right now. So I'm like, he kind of like reared back a little bit. So,
no, I love those guys. I love those guys. They're awesome. Like, I love everything they stand for, and the nuggets they gave in that coaching clinic were amazing. Like, shoot the ball with 38 seconds on the shot clock because it's got to get rebounded and all the fun thing. Like, it's amazing. So, Coach, you've been awesome, man. Thank you so much for making it happen. I know it gets crazy, but we really appreciate sharing this, and we look forward to hearing you on all your podcasts and SiriusXM and all your TV stuff, and can't wait to see you get back on the sideline when that time comes and it's the right position.
Appreciate you guys. Been
Thanks,
fun.
man.